welcome to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I thought I would start off by doing this video or showing you guys a video on my favorite hot chocolate. I don't like hot chocolate a lot, but when I do like to make it, I like to make it nice and creamy and well worth all the calories that goes in it. So to get started, these are the things you're going to need. So the first thing I have is a jar. This one is an old gherkin or pickle jar that I'm going to use, and I always recommend, the point of this is to do a major DIY, so find something around your house that you think you can use, or that you don't necessarily need to make your chocolate mix in. So you need a jar. Then you definitely need some cocoa powder, and the one I'm using is the Green and Black's organic cocoa powder, which I really like because it's got more flavor. It makes a difference by using a cheap cocoa powder to using a good quality cocoa powder. Don't think the cheap stuff is good. It's not. Try the good stuff. You'll know what I mean. Cadbury's is also pretty good, but not Cadbury's hot cocoa mix, Cadbury's cocoa powder. And then this is something that I picked up that Jamie Oliver did, and I tried it and I absolutely love it. So it's mixing a bit of Horlicks, or any kind of malted drink. You can use a bit of Ovaltine, Bournvita type of things. All those work really well. So you need that. And then you're going to need some actual grated chocolate, and I'm using these chocolates that I picked up in Belgium, and I don't know how to say them. These are just like spicier little solid pieces of chocolate. Feel free to use anything you've got at home. I know I've used baking chocolate in the past before, and that melts perfectly fine. In fact, baking chocolate melts a lot better than regular milk chocolate because it's less sweet, but it's got like more of a buttery texture to it. So I'm using these chocolates, which were baking chocolates that I picked up in Belgium. Then the next thing you're going to need is, of course, you're going to need some sugar. I'm just using the silver spoon icing sugar, but this is actually really good. I really enjoy using this one, I think, because it's powdered sugar, so much better than a granulated sugar. Although I have made this recipe with coconut sugar, and it tastes similar, like it tastes perfectly fine. You can use it, but for me, if you're using it as a gift, it looks nice when you can see the layers, and sometimes having different colored layers makes such a difference. And then I'm going to mix in just a bit of a thickening agent, so I'm using corn flour. You can use gravy mix, not gravy mix, sorry, like a flour, any kind of thickening agent. Sometimes they have those soup thickener type of powders, anything like that to make it a little bit thicker. And then some specialties on the side, so you can use some granulated coffee. I've got some allspice, and then to decorate my hot chocolate, some mini marshmallows. So let's get started on this recipe. And I'm so sorry guys, the camera cut out, so I thought I would just show you. So I've taken 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 4 tablespoons of the Horlicks instant malted mix, 3 tablespoons of icing sugar, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and about 50 grams of grated chocolate. From this point onwards, where you can take it and you can add, just to fill up the lid to make it look all pretty, you can take and you can mix in a couple of marshmallows. But the way I like to do it, and I know they like it, I was going to take a bit of allspice, and I'm going to just take it and just sprinkle just a little bit into it, just to add a bit of flavor. That's probably, I'm going to say, about half a teaspoon is what I've just thrown in. So you can take that. If they're a coffee lover, at this point you can also take a bit of instant coffee, mix that into it as well if you wanted to add a bit of coffee flavoring in. It looks quite pretty at coffee on the top, but I'm going to leave it here, and what I'm going to do is, because I want them to be able to make the hot chocolate without the marshmallows getting in the way, I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper. Let me move that off to the side. Take a piece of that, put the lid of this thing on it, trace my lid into a nice circle. Yeah? So this gives you a circle. Then with a pair of scissors, then kind of makes it a little bit flatter. I'm gently going to take that and then just put that on top, and you see how nicely that just kind of fits into the jar. Then I'm going to take my marshmallows. Take my marshmallows and just fill them, fill the top of my jar with marshmallows. I mean, one can never have enough marshmallows, you know what I mean? Fill them all the way to the jar till it's nice and full. Then grab your lid, put it on, and then to cover the lid to make it a little bit more festive or a little bit more homemade, you can leave it like that and put a ribbon around it, but what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of that parchment paper. I cut some of it earlier. Square. Well, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a perfect square. It can just be like this. I just put it here and I like just kind of measure where the jar fits, and it seems to be okay. Grab a hold of that. I've got some beautiful twine that I purchased. Cut a piece of twine off and then just gently take your lid. Oh. Almost forgot to make that lid stay. I'm using a bit of a sticky tack. Bit of a sticky tack thing. These are called Stick It Transparent 3D dots, but you can use any double-sided tape you may have. Like that, leaves a little dot on there. I'm gonna take this, stick that down on it. Then I'm gonna grab my twine and wrap it around the lid. And then if you want to make it even more personal, you can even take one of these gift tags, do the twine, and then just tie it. And there we go, guys. It's your own personalized hot chocolate. Now when I start, I should tell you that this mix is actually good for 3 pints of milk, for 3. But I'm only going to make myself 1 cup. So the way they would do it is they would open this, take your marshmallows out, and there's enough space at the top of the jar so they can mix all the ingredients together and then have their cocoa mix ready for whenever they want to enjoy it. I'm gonna grab a measuring cup of 250 milliliters of milk. So in my mixture of 250 ml, I like to make it a little bit extra saucy, so I'm going to take 3 heaped teaspoons, well, two heaped in 1 teaspoon, or tablespoon of this mixture. I'm going to grab my whisk. I like to make it extra, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to froth it till it gets all nice and bubbly. And then take a nice mug and there's just enough space for some delicious marshmallows. And there you go. I hope you guys try this out and let me know what you think. Delicious.